Most people believe money decisions come from logic and numbers, but the truth is far deeper than any spreadsheet can show. Every time you hesitate before checking your bank account, every time you feel a flash of guilt after spending or a wave of anxiety before asking for a raise, your nervous system is replaying something old, something that happened long before you understood what money even was. This is not weakness, and it is not laziness. It is trauma living quietly inside your financial behavior. Today we are going to explore how the emotional wounds of your past silently write the rules of your present financial life. We will uncover why some people cannot stop saving even when they can afford to enjoy life, and why others cannot stop spending even when it destroys them. By the end of this video, you will understand that healing your money story begins with understanding your emotional story, because your bank balance is often just a mirror of your inner world, waiting patiently to be seen and finally understood. Financial trauma is not always a single dramatic event. Sometimes it is one moment burned into memory, like watching a parent cry over unpaid bills or hearing the words "we cannot afford that" repeated until it became a belief system. Other times it is quieter, a slow accumulation of stress, tension, and silence around money that taught your nervous system to associate finances with danger. Psychologists describe this as a survival response. Your brain does not separate emotional pain from financial pain. It simply remembers what hurt and builds protective habits around it. So if scarcity once meant fear, your brain may now avoid growth to avoid repeating that fear. If money once meant conflict, your brain may now avoid conversations about wealth entirely. This is why intelligent, capable people still struggle with budgeting, saving, or investing. It is not a lack of knowledge, it is an old emotional alarm system still running in the background, trying to protect a version of you that no longer exists but has never been told it is safe now. Your very first money memory likely happened before you could even speak a full sentence. A tone in your parents' voice when a bill arrived, the tension at a dinner table when spending was mentioned, the excitement or shame tied to buying something new. These tiny moments became the blueprint your subconscious mind still uses today. Children do not process money logically, they absorb it emotionally through the reactions of the adults around them. If money was a source of constant worry, you may have learned that having it is dangerous or unstable. If money was used as a reward or punishment, you may have learned that your worth depends on how much you earn. These early imprints operate below conscious awareness, which is why simply knowing better financial advice often is not enough. Your habits are not random, they are inherited emotional patterns encoded during your most vulnerable developmental years. Understanding this is not about blaming your parents, it is about recognizing the invisible script you were handed so you can finally choose to rewrite it consciously. As an adult, when a person grows up surrounded by financial lack, their brain adapts to survive, not to thrive. This creates what psychologists call a scarcity mindset, a constant underlying belief that there will never be enough. Even when circumstances change, the fear does not disappear automatically. Someone raised in scarcity might hoard money, obsessively terrified to spend even on necessities, or they might swing the opposite direction, spending quickly before it can be taken away. Both reactions come from the same root wound, an unstable relationship with security itself. Scarcity thinking also narrows perception. Under chronic stress, the brain shifts into survival mode, making it harder to think long-term, harder to see opportunities, and harder to trust that abundance is even possible. This is why financial trauma keeps people stuck, not because they lack intelligence or ambition, but because their nervous system is wired to expect loss instead of growth. Healing this pattern requires more than budgeting spreadsheets. It requires teaching the body a new truth, that safety and abundance can finally coexist. For many people, money quietly becomes a substitute for something emotional they never fully received. If love in childhood felt conditional, a person may later believe that earning more money will finally make them worthy of love. If safety felt unstable growing up, money may become an obsessive symbol of control, something to grip tightly because it once represented the difference between chaos And calm this is why some people cannot stop working even when they are exhausted, because rest feels like danger and productivity feels like the only proof of value. This is also why some people give money away too easily, using it to buy affection, approval, or belonging. Money in these cases stops being a practical tool and becomes an emotional currency, standing in for love, safety, or self-worth. The danger is that no amount of money can ever fully satisfy an emotional need it was never designed to meet, which is why some of the wealthiest people still feel empty inside, because the wound they are trying to heal was never actually about money at all. Fear-based money behavior often hides behind the mask of responsibility. A person who never spends, never invests, and never takes financial risks may appear disciplined on the surface, but underneath there is often a nervous system trapped in a permanent state of alert. For someone who experienced financial instability early in life, every dollar can feel like the last line of defense against disaster. This creates extreme hoarding, refusing to earn money, avoiding investments, even low risk ones, and feeling physical anxiety at the idea of spending on comfort or joy. On the opposite end, some people avoid money altogether, ignoring bank statements, refusing to check balances, or avoiding financial planning entirely, because looking directly at money reactivates old feelings of shame or fear. Both hoarding and avoidance are protective strategies, not personality flaws. They are the mind doing everything possible to prevent reliving old pain. The tragedy is that this fear-based approach often blocks the very abundance a person is desperately trying to protect themselves into. While some people freeze around money, others do the complete opposite and spend compulsively to soothe an emotional wound. This is often called retail therapy, but the deeper psychology is far more complex. Spending can temporarily activate the brain's reward system, creating a short burst of relief from anxiety, loneliness, or emotional emptiness. For someone who experienced neglect or emotional deprivation, buying something new can momentarily feel like being cared for or comforted. The problem is that this relief never lasts, because the spending was never addressing the actual emotional need underneath it. Over time, this creates a repeating cycle. Emotional pain leads to spending, spending leads to temporary relief, relief fades, and guilt or debt follows, which then creates more emotional pain, restarting the entire cycle again. This is why willpower alone rarely fixes overspending, because the behavior is not really about the item being purchased. It is about the emotional gap the person is unconsciously trying to fill. True financial healing requires addressing that emotional gap directly, not just the behavior on the surface. For many people, self-worth and net worth become dangerously fused together. This belief usually begins early, especially in environments where achievement or income was praised more than character or effort. Over time, a person starts measuring their entire value as a human being through their bank balance, job title, or possessions. When this happens, financial setbacks stop being simple life events and start feeling like identity crises. Losing a job, missing a payment, or earning less than a peer can trigger shame that feels disproportionate to the actual situation, because subconsciously the person is not just thinking, "I lost money," they are thinking, "I am less valuable as a person." This fusion between identity and income creates enormous pressure, driving overwork, burnout, and constant comparison, because rest or slower growth feels like personal failure. Breaking this pattern requires consciously separating who you are from what you earn, recognizing that your worth was never meant to be measured in currency, and that true security comes from self-acceptance, not just financial accumulation. Financial trauma rarely begins with you. It often travels quietly through generations, passed down like an inherited language. A fear if your parents grew up during scarcity, war, or economic hardship, their nervous systems adapted to survive extreme conditions, and those survival patterns were then unconsciously taught to you through daily behavior, tone, and unspoken rules around money. This is why entire families can share the same financial blind spots: chronic saving, chronic spending, fear of investing, or discomfort discussing money openly. These are not coincidences. They are inherited emotional inheritance, passed down like an heirloom nobody asked for breaking. This cycle requires awareness because you cannot change a pattern you do not recognize as a pattern. The goal is not to blame previous generations who were often doing their best with the resources and knowledge available to them. The goal is to finally interrupt the cycle, consciously choosing to build a new relationship with money, one rooted in security and calm rather than fear, scarcity, or survival passed silently through bloodlines. The human nervous system does not know the difference between a physical threat and a financial one. This is why checking your bank account can trigger the exact same stress response as encountering real danger. Heart rate increases, breathing shortens, and the mind narrows into fight, flight, or freeze mode. This biological reality explains why some people avoid opening bills entirely. Their body is trying to protect them from a perceived threat. It explains why others panic and make impulsive financial decisions because their nervous system demands immediate relief from unbearable tension. Understanding this changes everything because it means financial healing is not just a mental process, it is a nervous system process. Before someone can think clearly about money, they must first feel safe in their body around money. This is why deep breathing, grounding techniques, and nervous system regulation are becoming essential tools in modern financial psychology because true wealth building requires a calm, regulated mind, not one constantly bracing for disaster. Healing your relationship with money begins with a simple but powerful shift, moving from unconscious reaction to conscious awareness. The first step is noticing your emotional response. Before you make a financial decision, are you spending from joy or from anxiety? Are you saving from wisdom or from fear? This simple pause interrupts decades of automatic behavior. The second step is rewriting the internal story. Instead of believing money is dangerous or I am not capable of managing wealth, a person can consciously practice new beliefs such as I am safe to grow financially or I am allowed to enjoy the money I earn. Repetition rewires neural pathways over time, replacing fear-based patterns with calm, empowered ones. The third step is allowing support, whether through therapy, financial coaching, or simply honest conversations about money. Healing does not happen in isolation. It happens through awareness, compassion, and consistent small actions repeated over time. This is not about becoming perfect with money, it is about becoming conscious with it, one mindful decision at a time. Your relationship with money was never really about spreadsheets, budgets, or interest rates. It was always about safety, identity, and the emotional lessons absorbed long before you had the words to understand them. The anxiety, the avoidance, the compulsive saving or spending, all of it makes complete sense once you see it through the lens of trauma and survival. But here is the empowering truth: patterns that were learned can also be unlearned. The nervous system that once braced for scarcity can slowly be taught that abundance and safety are allowed to coexist. Healing this relationship does not happen overnight, but it begins the moment you choose awareness over automatic reaction. If this video helped you understand your own money story a little more clearly, take a moment to reflect on where your patterns may have started. Subscribe for more videos on money, psychology, and wealth mindset, because true financial freedom begins not in your bank account, but in the quiet space of your own healed mind.